One of the first things that the Lord enabled me to be a part of was going into Romania right after the dictator's name was Ceausescu, and he led an evil regime for many, many years and had one of the largest mansions in the world while the people lived in abstract poverty, terrible poverty, and almost starving. And so to go there maybe 3 months after he had been shot and killed, go into that country, and we went to this one little village, and there was a hospital in town, if you can call it that. It was just basically looked like an old warehouse that had a few hallways, and they had a dental clinic, and walking through the clinic, and you could hear people screaming as they were extracting teeth without Novocaine.
And here in this children's ward, bassinets, one after the other, were just filled with babies, and a couple of them actually had 2 babies in them at the same time.
They called it an orphanage. It was really nothing more than a prison, really, just to throw these children away.
And there was one little girl, she was 7 or 8 at the time, and she couldn't walk. And it wasn't because she didn't have the capability to walk, it was that she was never given the opportunity to walk. And because the nurses couldn't care for them, and so these children just left.
And I asked the head doctor, I said, what do you do with these kids? And he just was like, he was so frustrated. Like, we can't do anything. The nurses come in, bring them food. We change their diapers once a day. But other than that, it's pretty much, they're just sitting in their cribs. We can't even take them outside because it's just too much. We're dealing with all these other emergencies of heart attacks and things like that.
And Carrie and I are standing there, and then we have our kids, and we're looking at these babies, and it's like, what can we do? We've got to do something. We cannot leave them here.
So I said, this is strange, but would you give us the kids? And he goes like, it was so un-American. It wasn't like, well, the red tape says do this or that. He goes, yeah, if you have a place for them, you could take them. So
we did go home to New York and made an appeal at Times Square Church, and there were 2 women there that responded, and they actually moved to Romania.
We had, through a Christian organization, found a home in that town.
And so the sanctuary was born.
We took those 15 kids into this home, and it's still in existence today. That orphanage is many 30-something years later, 40 years later.
I had a chance to visit the orphanage, and I was overwhelmed by the love that these small children brought to me. We sat for hours as they sang different songs. They prayed. They were 5 and 6-year-olds. As we stood in a circle holding hands, we prayed for half an hour, each one of them taking their turn. And then when we were done, 2 more wanted to pray longer. And it was, the love of Christ was so evident in that environment. Walking in, you just saw the cleanliness of the place. You saw the love from the workers to the children. You saw the love from the children amongst each other. And they just shared verbally their love for the Lord without, any probing questions or anything. They were just very living out their faith and their love. So it's a tremendous home.
And so that was my first real personal endeavor to bring the love of Jesus and the heart of Jesus and the message of Jesus to the poorest of the poor and the most needy in the world. And one of the things I like about World Challenge is we never post our name on it. We always try to find a local church that sort of adopts that program and partners with us, and then we'll usually put the name of that church there so that people see, oh, this is that church that does these things, not some group in America. So that's been part of our mission strategy.